Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here. And I'm Mighty the Armadillo here, welcome you all back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more Let's Play of Super Mario All-Stars, aka Super Mario Collection for those of you who lived in Japan, while we're still playing through Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom, alongside with the Nintendo Wii, due to the forms of the 25th anniversary celebration of Super Mario Bros. And finally the Nintendo Switch, due to the forms of the online services. So, last time we've completed World 7, and my god, World 7 is very lengthy. Although, not to mention though, we accidentally stumbled across the point where we somehow skipped over the forms of the Piranha Plant Obstacle Course 2. That's only mainly because I somehow accidentally used the music box, so that way it allows me to able to skip that particular portion. So I do apologize for this point, folks, but maybe we'll learn that until whenever we get onto the Game Boy Advance version or something like that. So either way, so today for this video is going to be the finale portion of Super Mario Bros. 3, and because of that, we're now on to World 8. In some cases though, some people might seem to say this is one of the hardest worlds in the game, but I will have to admit it though right away, that I still think that World 6 is twice as challenging compared to World 8 to me though, although sure, it does have some difficult situations here and there, most notably of course with the forms of the lack of checkpoints, and on top of that, there's going to be a lot of auto-scrolling stages in this entire world, meaning about the fact that obviously, if you couldn't tell, that the first stage we're going to be hit into in the forms of World 8, that is of course a tank level, but not only do we have to do this once, but also twice as well, one at the beginning to the end, so yeah, that might be actually explains all that specific stuff. So either way though, chances are though, I think relatively speaking though, is about the fact that I'm actually somewhat dominating for the majority of the forms of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the second time, well, despite the fact that it's been about, you know, quite a few days since we actually last touched upon this game. Although, relatively speaking though, after the events of, did you guys know that, obviously that the Super Mario Bros. Movie on the actual big screen, on the cinemas anyway, has recently came out yesterday for the likes of the forms of not only the European countries, well, in addition with the UK country as well, but also the Americans as well. And let me tell you right off the bat though, is that I absolutely enjoyed the film so much. Especially noticeable concerning about the fact that, well, it feels a lot more faithful to the forms of how it does it from the likes of the video game counterparts. So I will have to admit it though, is that, well, we're not gonna go into major spoilers for this point, because I know the film is actually really recent. So let me briefly summarize for that such. We absolutely enjoy the film, and it certainly is a lot better than the forms of how it does it on that very terrible 1993 live-action movie. And relatively speaking though, without getting further details about the major spoiler elements, because, well, you know what I mean, for those who have not seen the film yet, well, I highly recommend it for that film instantly. So because of that though, I wonder how the reviews are going to turn out to be for that particular film in mind, but I'm sure that we'll let some toys else were able to mention more details about that, and doing at some point in the next couple of days roughly. So yeah, because chances are though about the fact that, well, we're very happy to see the actual the film turned out. So either way though, so yeah, a few things we want to explain while this is going on is that, well, today's date is of course the 6th of April today, in this case in 2023 today. Now, normally, speaking of which, that we were supposed to be able to actually just try to finish up the forms of Super Mario All-Stars as the entire Let's Play itself, around the same time as in the Super Mario Bros. Movie came out, but it did turn out about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, as we said this before a countless amount of times, that you notice about the fact that it already pushed forward a little bit into 5th of April, which has already been passed. So either way though, yeah, for the most part though, that's as far as I can usually just try to explain about any of those specific stuff though. So, but either way, that basically does it for the first section in terms of Dark Land, as far as this is concerned, what the world's name is going to be. And as a result, we're now back into its normal music now. So either way though, as you can tell, that Mighty did somehow already taken down the boat level, so now we've actually done with that. Now we're gonna come across into one of those 3 traps segments. So in some cases though, I somehow got dragged into this particular stuff, and this particular death room is going to be filled to the brim with a lot of hammer bros, boomerang bros, and fire bros, and even sledge bros as a result. But thankfully, since I've got myself my glorious invincibility frames, that way it allows me to able to complete the level like no sweat. So, and chances are, I've got myself my glorious super leaf. Well, it might not be necessary for me though to use it for this point, until specifically I'm also able to do something completely different, and on top of that, well, that's the perfect example of why, that I'm not exactly using my Hammer Bro suit for quite some time, and chances are though you see one in a moment. So, and I believe something tells me Mighty's going to be using his P-Wing to tackle through one of the hardest levels in the game, which is of course World 8 Airship, because as far as I'm aware, the screen is scrolling faster, and on top of that, there's a lot of like smaller platforms we have to navigate, and you don't want to mess this up, because otherwise if you fell to the pit below, you have to start all over again in the level. So either way though, because I can totally see why that most players always attempt to able to choose the P-Wing, just to make things a little bit more easier to able to actually complete the level like so. So either way though, because chances are though, that's as far as I can usually just try to describe about any of those specific stuff. So, oh, and then also another thing is worth noting for is about the fact that, well, I'm pretty certain that we've only just got about roughly about, let's just say 15 days left until specifically Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp finally gets its public release after the forms of that specific delay from the forms of the actual war between Ukraine and Russia. So, yeah, let's just hope that particular game finally gets its actual release. So, either way though, because, you know, it's been awfully a long time since when that happened. So, anyways, and now it's my turn. Now, I was expecting to able to go for one of those main levels coming up, but I can't help it for myself. I need to able to grind myself some more power-ups, because most of the time though it's about the fact that I just feel like trying to able to grab. Oh wow, that is actually really short of a level. But hey, at least on the upside, I've got myself my glorious super leaf again. So, how's that for that? So, I suppose I should probably also mention about this as well, that there was actually an update in regards to the forms of the 2022 films, in terms of box office earnings, and that will have to be by the forms of, as to be expected, that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has made it to the top 10 list for its box office earnings, which I will say, I was very impressed by it, especially concerning about the fact that, you know, that film is very recent, and on top of that, well, I suppose I should probably mention about it later, because relatively speaking, that somehow Mighty did somehow come across into not 1, not 2, but 3 extra lives, thanks to the forms of that question mark block, as you can see. But either way though, it seems he's got back into the game, well, almost catching up to me when it comes to lives and stuff like that. But chances are though that, yeah, we are definitely getting there for its, you know, completion of Super Mario Bros. 3 before we move on to, let's just say later on today, that this is going to be also a double upload schedule, because as far as I'm aware, since that we've almost finishing up with the forms of Super Mario Bros. 3, because, you know, as we said before, that we now onto the final world in the game, although technically there's also the 9th world, but that belongs to the forms of the Warp Zone, so yeah, that's what I can say about it. And I'm also going back onto that particular obstacle course here, and now tackle through, let's just say, the obstacle course that features Cheep Cheeps. So, you know, a throwback to the forms of how it does it on, you know, Super Mario Bros., where basically we need to avoid a certain amount of Cheep Cheeps throughout the majority of this particular stage. So, and turns out I did this no problem. Even though I was expecting to able to try to bring out my Starman with me, so that I can able to actually just make the level a total cakewalk, but I don't necessarily need to. So, kudos to my good old skills with this game. So, alright, so now we're going to be moving on to level 2 for me, and I think I should probably go ahead and use my, oh geez, I can't use my hammer. Yeah, but that's only mainly because, well, you did somehow use that during the forms of in World 6, which you could have able to actually use that from earlier ago, but it turns out you forgot. Oh, right. But at least on the upside, you can able to actually just utilize one of your super leaves, including your Tanuki suit. Like, I was expecting if you're going to use your Tanuki suit, but apparently you just got to go for a super leaf instead, because, well, aside from the fact that you can able to actually activate that particular statue thingy of yours, but apparently, though, you didn't get a chance to use it, so... Oh, okay. We got ourselves the angry sun to deal with right there. Oh, dang it! And what the heck? Did I just somehow bounce a little bit higher upon dying? Gee, that's a bit of a weird, death animation right there. But, okay. I was not expecting to see that coming, but, at least it's something. Although, despite the fact that I'm actually doing, well, decently enough, so... Yeah, now it's time for me to take on this particular level, despite the fact you did die by that angry sun, while you, at the same time, managed able to get bounced onto the forms of the note block, and relatively speaking, though, yeah, the Starman doesn't last forever. And look at that, I'm jumping like a ball, like a, I don't know about you, like almost performing a drop dash or something? Well, I can imagine if that would be cool to able to let Mario learn the drop dash, but only does it for certain mods, for Sonic Mania and stuff like that. But either way though, it knows what it is, I guess. So either way, and this is the final time we're going to be seeing that level card, because otherwise, once we're done with this level, well, the only things matters left now is of course the last tower level, and of course the final tank level, and of course the final level in the game taking place in Bowser's Castle. So either way, let's see what power-up you're going to be using, and it's to be expected, the Super Leaf. So, good luck to you, Mighty, because you're definitely going to need this, because, well, I'm sure you probably know about this level already, because it's almost like a puzzle-like level, but chances are, though, I think this Super Leaf will certainly be your friend, after all, when it comes to dealing with those blocks so you can able to actually access to other areas, and you somehow screwed it up. I was expecting that, especially because, well, I was gonna able to make things a bit faster and quick, but apparently I didn't get a chance to do it right, so... But at least you can able to grab the fire flower and what have you, so that way you could potentially try to able to complete this without a doubt, so... Alright, so let's go for this door. Oh god, I honestly forgot about the conveyor belt or the Plottaboo fireball. And there goes my another death. Oh, that could be kind of unexpected, so either way, now it's my time to do this level. So I can do it the right way compared to you. Well, not literally though, because most of the time I just don't feel like trying to able to speed things up a little bit. Well, apart from a couple of exceptions though. So, yeah, I guess that's not much else you can say about this, honestly. I mean, sure, about the fact that I was, you know, very relieved that Puss in Boots The Last Wish has been pretty successful when it comes to its box office earnings. Although, unlike, you know, Lightyear and Strange World, that they both flopped in the end. So yeah, in terms of the forms of the box office earnings for, yeah, you know what I mean, in 2022 update, as far as I'm aware. Well, I was gonna able to try to find something on there, but first off, I need to focus on this level first, while Mighty can able to research it for me. So yeah, it feels like I'm not doing too bad, all things considered. So, relatively speaking, I can able to destroy those blocks with, you know, the raccoon tail, and you probably get the idea about that. So either way. And let's just ignore down there, because it's nothing that important. So instead, we have to go all the way to the right, while avoiding those Rotodisc, and Boost, Thwomps, and that's all I was to say. So let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day. That's, what's your thoughts on Super Mario Bros. Movie in 2023? Did you enjoy it? And did you really enjoy it, like we just did? Or, if you're not a big fan of it though, thanks to the forms of, well, I suppose the only gripe I have with the film is that sometimes Chris Pratt's voice sounds a bit, I don't know, kind of normal-ish about it. I mean, that'll be my only main gripe with it, but still, we usually enjoy the film regardless, so... But again, no spoilers, guys. No spoilers mentioning. So, end of story. So, anyway, now it's my turn to take on I believe there's a tank level next. Yeah, I think the pipe you're supposed to go to is the one on the left, because you somehow ended up choosing the wrong pipe, because I'm pretty sure it leads you back towards the beginning portion of the map. Yeah, I thought so as well. And I think I've only got my Tanuki suit left and the Starman left, so that'll be my last 2 items I'm gonna be using, so... Oh, wish me luck, I guess, for able to actually just to do this level with my glorious Tanuki suit. So, anyway, yeah, as far as I'm aware, Puss in Boots' Last Wish has somehow received $464.3 million, so for its budget, $90 million. So yeah, pretty successful, I might add. So, either way though, I'm sure there might be, a bit of a coincidence about the fact that I'm not exactly sure what the DVD release stages are going to be for the UK version, because I was really looking forward to able to rewatching that film again for its, you know, amazing art style and all that jazz. So either way though, it's, you know, doing really, really well for Puss in Boots' Last Wish. So, but either way though. Now, as far as the another thing I could possibly describe, that is about the fact that you know about the fact that there's going to be a lot of, like, haters when it comes to the Little Mermaid live-action adaptation 24/7. That's only mainly because, well, I suppose I'll let some other toys elsewhere were able to actually mention more about it and join at some point. But either way, this is the final time we'll be seeing Boom Boom in action, and because of that, Mighty did somehow take him down like no sweat, despite the fact that he lost his Tanuki suit. But regardless of such though, it's about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, now it's my turn to take on the final level. And this time around though, I'm actually going to be doing something completely different, because I'm going to equip the Hammer Bro suit. You don't know why? Well, just to make things a little bit more interesting when it comes to using this in the final level in the game. So, yes, let's see what happens here. Now, of course, that was actually really close, because obviously in the beginning portion of the level does brings us to Bowser's statues, which summons the lasers. So, good thing I predicted that. So, either way though, let's just go ahead and, is it possible I can kill this thing? Oh, wow, look at that. Although, the only thing I cannot deal with is, of course, those Rotodiscs, so this might be the trickiest part without losing my incredibly rare Hammer Bro suit. So, either way though, we're just gonna have to be steady for the most part, and I've got myself my 43 extra lives. See, you know what I mean, Mighty, it's about the fact that I'm just so good at this game. Yeah, I do know that, mind you, so... Alright, so I just need to just time my jumps correctly, and jump at the right time, get onto the top floor, because I'm pretty sure if you go into the middle or the bottom, I believe he'll send you back to the beginning or something, so it's important to know you always have to go to the top. Oh boy, how am I gonna make it for this leaps of faith here? But either way, it's just a matter of the, you know, trying to avoid those fire bars, or fireballs rather. And trying not to fall in the lava, because obviously, much like any other 2D Mario games at this rate, it'll cause you to instant death. And there we go, I've made it towards the final room, and trying to take on Bowser with my glorious Hammer Bro suit. So let's deal with him. Die! Oh! Not much to the challenge with the Hammer Bro suit. No need to worry about breaking those blocks or anything else to be more specific. But there we go, Super Mario Bros. 3 has been completed. It's a shame that we did somehow skip one level, but that's only mainly because I want to get this finished before we move on to the next set of Let's Plays and stuff. So, either way, time to rescue Princess Peach. So, let's see what she has to say, although I'm pretty sure she'll say exactly the same thing as before, but except the fact that the actual environment feels a lot more like castle-esque, instead of the falls of that mini-room that looks kind of similar to one of those toad houses as far as I'm aware. Thank you, but our princess is in another castle. And you're gonna say, just kidding, because I already see that coming, because we already played the NES version already, so yeah, not much else to it. But wow, what an adventure we had for Super Mario Bros. 3 for the second time for our channel. And because of that though, we pretty much subbed up as the forms of Super Mario Bros. 3 that we still enjoy it regardless, because as a result, despite the difficulties being all over the place when it comes to certain worlds, you know? And with that being said though, Mighty, we have done all 4 of those games with Super Mario All-Stars. Well, there's actually technically one game exception to this, but I'm sure that we will mention more about it whenever we get to the final video of the likes of, oh, it's now called it Big Island. Oh, I get it, because everything else is huge. And also the sky is now a thing, and relatively speaking though, about the fact the matter is though, yeah, I should probably be able to save that conversation until whenever we get to the, you know, the final video for the likes of the Super Mario All-Stars later on today. Oh, it's now called Pipe Maze. Ah, that's what it says anyway, so, either way, and now it's called it Castle of Koopa. Okay, that seems a little bit more legitimate. So, with that being said though, that pretty much does it for Super Mario Bros. 3 in the Super Mario All-Stars version. So, of course, it says the end, which meaning we're basically done. So, with that being said though, and of course, much like the other games, you can simply press the start, and you simply able to actually go ahead and just do quit or save and quit. So, either way, that basically does it for this video. So, join us later on today for the likes of Super Mario All-Stars, as now we'll show off the final thing, and that is, of course, the ending conclusion and showing off some extras as well. So we'll see you guys later on today. Later, dudes.